Hey y'all, it's Katrina Roddy with Dreamford University, and I am here in the Growth Lab to talk about messaging. Messaging should have been the first video that I put out, to be honest with you, because it ties into all the other things about business. It really does. So, we're going to talk about messaging because I've heard a couple of things out, and one of the things that I hear a lot is um, I'm not getting enough people to see what I'm doing, or I don't really understand how to explain what I'm doing because I do so much. Those are the things that I don't like to hear. I do so much that I can't really explain what I do. So we're going to help you narrow that down. A lot of people, what I found out is they don't like to go to networking events because they don't want to sit and shake hands and tell their story. But if you have a pretty succinct message, yeah, you're only saying the same thing over and over. So it makes it a little bit more comforting to go to a networking event if you have the right message. But again, like I said before, messaging ties into everything. So we're going to talk about personal statements. We're going to talk about the problem and solution. One thing that I like to do, especially when I coach people, when I start off, I always ask, what problem are you solving? Like, think about that. I want you to put that in the comments. What problem of your business are you solving? What problem are you solving? And is it a real problem or is it just your problem? So figure that out. What problem are you solving? But we're going to go through problem and solution statements because you do need those. We're going to go through your personal statement, which then leads to your elevator pitch. Did you know that? We're going to go through that as well. We're also going to go through briefly your short bio and your long bio. But all of this is message driven. If you have not picked up on this yet, but everything is intertwined. So your messaging is to the audience that you selected in your customer avatar. So if you did not see that episode, go back and watch the customer avatar. It's also tied into your business plan. If you didn't watch that episode, go back and watch that one. It's also tied into the grant episode because you need to know what problem you're solving in order to get this grant. So all of these are intertwined, and you can watch one or you can watch all of them, but you'll understand them as we go. So, okay, let's go. Like and subscribe if you like me explaining things to you. Once again, I don't have fancy videos, but I do have some information to share with you. So here we go. Personal statement. A personal statement is very quick. It is 5 to 10 word line that is about the mission you have. What mission are you on? So for example, for me, it is helping students turn ideas into business. That's it. That's a personal statement. That is mission driven. This is what I'm trying to do. I am helping students turn ideas into businesses. That's it. It's really that simple. What problem am I solving? So ask yourself this question. What challenge does your audience face? Because remember, you chose your audience in the customer avatar portion of this. So what is the challenge that they face? Because that's what you're going to try and solve for based off of the skills that you have and what you've been doing. You're going to try to solve for the challenge that they are having. So ask yourself, what challenge does your audience face? And then the answer could be, for my business, is most entrepreneurs have ideas stuck in their heads but do not have a roadmap. So this is leading to me helping them write their business plan. So a personal statement is 5 to 10 word line about your mission, helping students turn ideas into businesses. And then when I go into problem, what problem am I solving? What challenges does your audience face? Most entrepreneurs have ideas that are stuck in their head and they cannot figure out a roadmap for them. What is my solution, or how do I fix that based off of my skills and the things that I do in my business? I teach entrepreneurs how to turn those ideas into a business plan that attracts funding. So do you see that? My problem is most entrepreneurs have ideas that are stuck in their head but no roadmap. So no, they don't know how to get anywhere in it, right? Or you can go only so far and then you have to stop because you did not have a clear roadmap that takes you there. So my solution to that is I teach you how to take those business ideas, map them out, and turn them into a business plan that will attract funding. Okay? So you have a problem, you have a solution. My personal statement, again, is helping students turn those ideas into businesses. And so my elevator pitch is really an extension of your problem statement. So when you're at a networking event and you want to introduce yourself, you always want to start with your personal statement, because your personal statement is going to let a person know here's what you do, here's why you do it, this is the mission that you're on. And if that then turns into tell me more, you can start to roll into an elevator pitch, right? So I help who are you helping? Solve the problem of what? By doing these things to get this result. So here's a formula that you can use. And I'll send all of this stuff to you. I'm going to put it in the document for you. But to create an elevator pitch, you're going to ask yourself, write this down. I have, in parentheses, put who. I help, in parentheses, put who. Solve, in parentheses, put the problem. By the solution, goes in parentheses. So they can, and the end should have the result. So you should be able to fill in those blanks. The blanks again are who, what problem, the solution, and the result. So 4 things. That's a formula. I help who solve what problem by this solution so they can get this result. That's what you're looking to do. So for me, if I fill in the blanks, I help entrepreneurs who turn their business ideas into business plans. That's the problem. Solution by plans that help win funding. Solution to set them up for success. The result. I help entrepreneurs turn their I help entrepreneurs turn their ideas into business plans that win funding and set them up for success. Do you get that? So I'm going to map all of this out for you. But again, let's talk about this. Problem and a solution. You have to have statements for the both. Sometimes you try to fix it before you even explain what the problem is. Don't do that. Separate them. Have a problem statement and a solution statement. And then you're going to have a personal statement that leads into your elevator pitch. This is the way you want to go. If you set yourself up like that, it'll be easy to rattle off what you do all the time. All right, so let's do it again. Problem statement is what problem are you solving? Solution is how do you fix that problem for your audience, not for everybody, but for your audience. Personal statement is a 5 to 10 word, quick word line that you're going to use. And then your elevator pitch extends beyond that and answers the question of who, what problem, solution, and get a result. So that is how you want to set up all of your messaging. It should be to a specific audience. It should tell a specific story. And you want to capture someone's attention enough to move forward in what you're saying. Then that leads into your short bio. Your short bio is your bio that you would send for interviews. A lot of times, remember in the podcast explained, I said, in order to get on a podcast, you got to do a pitch sheet. And I am going to be on a podcast shortly, and they asked for my short bio. Your short bio is a couple of sentences. It makes a very short paragraph, and it gets to the point of the things that you're doing. This is often when you hear these elaborate introductions on TV, on interviews, and they go through, this person did this, this, and this. Guess where they get that information from? You. So they ask for your bio, and that way they can introduce you to their show. Trust me, I did many podcasts. I know how this works. But they will ask for an introduction, introducing you to their podcast. And they're introducing you to their audience. And that's pretty fabulous. So you get a chance to write this up about yourself and explain that to them. So that's a short bio, and it could be used for those things: events, programs, podcasts, TV, wherever you decide to go and someone says, I need a short bio. So always keep it and keep it on the side. A long bio is a full page. It talks about your background. It talks about your achievements. It gives your story. So it's an extension of your short bio. It talks about, are you a mother of 3? Are you a daughter? Do you have a son? Do you have a daughter? Where do you live? what's your background story, what got you into this business, and that is a long bio. I've only had to use a long bio for, um, there were a few uh, events that I've had to go to that would go into like a page book, and they asked for our long bio because we took up a whole page. I also had to use a long bio when I wrote my book because they wanted to know the story of how I got to writing the book. So that was a long, but you don't use it that often. I suggest you write one anyway because you can pull pieces out of it when you need to. So you can have, if someone says, send me a short bio and make sure you include where you live and if you, what do you like, what are your hobbies or something like that. Just go to your long bio, pull that out, and then snip it, put it inside of your short bio. So a short bio can be used for interviews, podcasts, events, programming. Long bio is usually used for like ad pages, summaries of things. Not a lot of people will ask for it, but on occasion, depending on what you're doing, maybe real estate will ask for a long bio because they have pages in an ad book that they want to explain who you are. So there are different things to use them for. Always have the both on hand. So those are the statements. Those are statements that also go into the beginning of your business plan when I write one. I put all these statements in there for you, so I help you navigate through them. So you have your problem statement, your solution statement. Got a problem, you got a solution. You have your personal statement that leads into your elevator pitch. Your personal statement is 5 to 10 lines. 5 to 10 words, a word line about your mission, and then your elevator pitch is that 30 seconds. Anyone know why it's a 30-second pitch? No? Well, here's why. Because when we literally had to introduce ourselves to each other, it takes about 30 seconds to get from floor to floor in the elevator. And so if you can pitch yourself in that 30 seconds before that person gets off the elevator, then that's the name elevator pitch came from. So it's about 30 seconds. So I know it's carried on. It may have a different meaning now, but when I was in corporate, that is how it was. And if you can intrigue someone enough within that 30 seconds and them getting off the elevator saying, hey, let's have lunch, I want to discuss what you do a little bit more, then you are a winner chicken dinner. So that is messaging. I wanted to talk to you about messaging because messaging is incorporated in everything that we do. If we want to talk about our messaging or share your messaging with me in our community at school as KOOL, the link is here to join our community at school, and that's where we talk about the things that are in this video. If you have questions about your business, or maybe you would like to share with me your message about messaging, or share with me your 30-second pitch. Just get some feedback on things. Now you have access to me. You have access to me in school. So go over to school, SKOOL. I'll put the link here so that you can join our community of other individual entrepreneurs like yourself. We'll be doing shout outs to different entrepreneurs and perhaps interviewing them so that you can, so that we can use some of these tools that I'm showing you about. Until then, goodbye and good luck. I would like for you to like and subscribe and meet me at school. Thank you.